All right. So we'll start in a seated position. If you work with your eyes open initially, find a place where your eyes can convene to, or what's that your eyes can rest. And again, it has less to do with the content of your vision. And for now, it's about the motion of your vision apparatus, your eyeballs, right? So that your eye muscles can be relaxed for these next moments. Now, if you work eyes closed, you can still play and you can still feel the eye muscle movement. We're just letting the eye muscle movement grow quieter for a moment as we connect to our breath. So there's a quality of quiet eyes, deepening breath. So the quality of our attention can take on many flavors. And I'll just kind of put this forth. And if anything resonates or seems meaningful to you in your practice today, adopt it or just leave it by the roadside. So the quality of our attention can be kind or critical. It can be warm, penetrating. So this is just a variation from yesterday. Our intention, the clarity of our intention will adjust and change the quality of our attention. So, what is the quality of attention that you wish to work with in your body? How do you want to regard and see and come to know not only yourself, but the Buddha, God, that divine part of ourself? How do we need to see? And that's a somatic inquiry. So we can just start to relax and shape and feel and expand and play with the vision, the quality of vision that we go into our practice with. So now breathing into the heart center, the chest center. Letting the eyes and the heart link. We'll set up for a seated spinal twist in half lotus. start with my left leg atop my right. We'll use some sound in conjunction with our breath moving into the twist. The sound that we'll use is Brahmari. So you could hum or sound any syllable if you have maybe seed syllables or mantras. You could use those sounds. But I'm just going to use a closed lip humming sound for simplicity. So with our left on top of our right, we will be turning or twisting to our left. Inhaling. And then sounding, Brahmari, sounding as we turn to the left. Do a last one for a total of 4. And then inhale and wind. From the twist, and we'll unwind the legs. So we'll take those 4 breath rounds, 4 rounds of Brahmari to twist to the right. I've got my right leg on top. Okay, it does not have to be the pace that I seem to be going. So here we go, 4 rounds, Brahmari, twisting to the right. And after those 4 rounds, inhaling, release, unwind from the twist and unwind the legs. Let's lie on our back, keeping the feet on the ground initially, knees bent. So our initial setup as we're lying in preparation for these abdominal sequences is my back isn't pushed flat to the ground. It's neither tipped nor smushed down. So there is that little gap, that little feeling of air between my low spine and the ground. I'm going to maintain that. And then feeling the hips remain on the ground. We'll go through this sequence just like we did yesterday. The low belly muscles that we're engaging are the ones that pertain to when we cough or laugh. So if that helps you find the area, it's the area of muscle between the hip bones, about a few inches below the navel. So when you find those abdominal muscles, those coughing, laughing muscles, inhale, spread the ribs, the back ribs down into the ground. You can leave your head down for the meanwhile. Those coughing muscles are engaged. It's a gentle engagement. And then I exhale, pick the left foot up, reach it out. And the outreach is done with the caveat that the pelvis remains absolutely quiet on the ground, just like our vision did for those moments. Inhale, we'll set that left foot down. Breathing ribs into the ground. So there's that backward expansion. Those coughing muscles, those laughing muscles still holding the pelvis, kinetic quiescence. Exhale, reach the right leg up and send it out. When you move the leg, the pelvis doesn't move. So I'm regarding this as a pelvis and an abdominal move. And of course, we can draw the belly down. Inhale, bend the right knee. You can put your foot on the ground or off the ground, up to you. Exhale, reach the left leg outward. And feeling that the pelvis doesn't rock or roll necessarily. You can send that leg out a bit to the left. There's more perturbation as I reach in various directions, drawing the low belly down. Inhale, bend the left knee. Foot can go to ground or into the air. It's a little more challenging finding and keeping those coughing muscles with the feet in the air. Exhale, reach out through the right leg. And you can move that leg a little bit to the right. There's more perturbation, maybe more concentration, keeping the pelvis from rocking left or right or forward or backward, drawing the low belly down. Inhale, bend the right knee. I'm still engaging those coughing muscles, and I'm still breathing fluidly. Exhale, reach the left leg straight up. Drawing the low belly in. Inhale, bend the knee. And exhale, straighten the right. On these last couple of moves, as you're inhaling, if you want to lift the head off the ground in order to breathe and feel the ribs expand backward into the ground, that's a nice alternate. Exhale, reach out through the left leg. You can try rotating the thigh bone and feeling if you can keep the pelvis quietly connected to the ground as the thigh bone turns. Draw the low belly down. Inhaling. Still engaging those coughing muscles. Exhale, reach the right leg up. rotating the thigh bone inwardly, and you're feeling if the pelvis can remain exactly placed on the ground where we started, pulling low belly down. Inhale, bend the right knee, set the head down. Exhaling, set the feet down. It's possible those felt much gentler than a way that maybe we experienced in the past, and that would be just perfect. We'll set up for bridge with the same principles. So before I even press up into bridge, that quietness afforded by those coughing, laughing muscles, I'm going to actually find that first. And then inhaling from that low belly into the back of the ribs, into the chest. Exhaling, shift the tailbone toward the sky. The buttock lifts, the spine lifts, and we enter bridge. Now you're welcome to place a block under your sacrum. In similar fashion, we'll be moving one leg around a bit. And that degree of, let's just say, kinetic quietude, the degree of steadiness with which I can maintain the pelvis in space will be part of how we're concentrating. So I'm using the block to help me feel that the pelvis will remain exactly put right here, even as I start to lift my right foot. And then exhaling the right leg up. All right, we'll set that right foot down. And draw the left foot up, bringing knee to chest, elevating left leg. Again, I'm placing the emphasis, the attentional emphasis in the pelvis. It's a different pose to feel the pelvis remaining steady and breathing. And the leg moving without it dragging the pelvis around in space. We'll set that left foot down. Pelvis hasn't moved. We'll press off of that block and begin our descent out of bridge. It's a little challenging for me to communicate this steadiness of pelvis just with the us across screens. It is really nice to have someone look with you in real time, but also nice that you can at least play with it and you have some practice time to just kind of sort things out and inquire and wonder what is happening and what do you feel in your pelvis. Right, so once having lowered, we'll turn onto a side preparing for dolphin. Again, a little more challenging is that feature of where we're breathing into the back side of the ribs, expanding them into the sky. Is a bit of unflaring our front ribs. When you're ready, exhale. We'll come into dolphin. The forearms down, the knees come up. Now, this will be, I think, my opinion, a significant test for the pelvis, which will be earning and learning its steadiness from one foot. So your right foot contacting the ground will be helping the entire pelvis remain rather steady, quiescent in space. And to the best of our ability that we can feel the pelvis remaining steady in space, inhaling, pick the left leg up. So without just exactly, there you go. There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, different quality of attention was evident in that lifting of the leg. That's really neat. And I wonder how breathing feels for you in that region of the body, the pelvis, the back, in the coughing muscles. Good. And with that same degree of care and interest, keeping the pelvis as quietly in space, let's lower the left leg. See, that was beautiful. And I bet that felt really nice on a hip and a back. That was really sweet. And so now the pelvis will get all of its cues for steadiness from the left foot as we elevate the right leg. Yeah. That looks so characteristically different in your low backs and especially where the pelvis meets the spine. That looks really caring. And I wonder if that quality of attention that you just expressed can be felt to you as care or interest. You know, I think that's one of the beauty of little details, is I think it prompts a more a degree of curiosity and care and interest, and it helps us work with that quality of attention in our body. And then, of course, keeping the pelvis in that kind of quietude will bring that right leg down to the ground. There it is. Oh, that looks so nice on your spine bones. And we'll set the knees down to rest and to exit out of dolphin. Well, that was cool. Thank you for letting me see that. Let's stand up. We'll enter into a horse stance. And again, if I flare my ribs, there's a likelihood I can go really far down. But if I unflare my ribs, I may only lower down just to a certain degree, keeping my ribs more or less over my hips. Again, the alignment and the details here is one about breathing and spine health and hip health, but it's also about that degree of just care and interest and like, ooh, can I do that? It's a little move. Can I care that much about something so small? Inhale, reaching arms out to the side. Here's eagle. Exhale, the left elbow over the right. Inhaling. When we release the arms, straighten the legs as we prepare for triangle. Turn your left foot all the way to forward, or whatever that, we'll call that forward for now. Turning the right foot inwardly. Exhaling, reach through the left arm, the left side ribs. The pelvis kind of swivels atop that thigh bone. And we'll set that left hand down, right arm reaching up. And the quality of attention, and this is our intention today, is working with a quality of attention that suits us, that interests us. And so I'll just ask us and remind us the way that we are feeling and viewing the body, our experience. Does it have those tones of curiosity, interest, care, kindness, warmth, love? Or does it have a more critical or sharper or judgmental quality? And you can just feel your eyes and feel your vision field. We'll bend the left knee and we'll wriggle our way out into Warrior Two stance. Leave the left forearm atop the thigh. We'll still continue working this chest opening move. So my right arm reaches up. And as I reach back, the chest turns toward the sky. Now, what's interesting to me is now having gotten up off the ground from those abdominals, I find myself still kind of playing with that abdominal, those coughing muscles, those laughing muscles right between the hip bones. And I'm finding I'm getting into some new relationships between my thigh bone and my pelvis. There's new, really sensation, new experiences for the hips. And they're gentle and they're very interesting. So okay. And now inhale, draw the trunk up into Warrior Two. And here we'll move into reverse warrior, setting the right hand down on the thigh, raising the left arm. If you have back pains or concerns, this upward reach can be wonderful. Just lifting and feeling the tailbone sinking. Otherwise, we can reach to the right. It just further biases our left side. So again, I'm just playing around with, can I maintain this steadiness of pelvis and space, and then kind of perturbate that by reaching a little bit further, pressing out through the legs. When I reach, do I drag my pelvis along, or is there a different degree of delineation? Maybe it affords me the support to reach further than I've reached all week or all life. And inhale, come on upright. And I will set the hands down. And when we place the right knee down, we're working lounge lunge. So right hand down, right knee down. And here the left arm hugging the left thigh. Kind of draw the chest to facing left thigh. So there's this turning bit, and then the draping. I'm draping the right side toward the ground. And inhaling, unwind, hands to ground. Exhaling, chaturanga, stepping left foot back, and we'll lower. I'm content to lower belly to earth. Inhale, lifting chest and heart. Hands supply some support. Exhale, now the hands can move in and pull, lengthening the spine, the mid-spine, away from the low spine. Inhale, hands under chest, and exhale, we'll press back, downward dog. Interestingly, again, this is my opinion, experience, and I encourage you, of course, always, to find out what your experience is in your body. But I find that as I practice delineating my pelvis from my leg from my pelvis, those motions as one is quiet, one is moving, one is moving, one is independent of the other. I get into a move like downward dog. My leg and pelvis, that juncture feels to me both more distinct and more united. Like having offered each area its own sovereignty and expression and attention seems to help them feel more distinct and united. All right, so here's the horse stance on the other side. So we'll inhale our right foot to be the forward foot. And just turn into a horse, reaching the arms out to the side and exhaling the right over the left this time. We'll go from horse to triangle, horse first. And inhaling as we unwind the arms, straighten the legs, adjusting for triangle. That's right foot turned all the way forward, left foot turned in somewhat. Exhale, reach through that right hand. We'll set this down, left arm reaches up. Bending right knee. Inhale, we'll draw the trunk up until we rest the right forearm on the thigh, extended warrior variation. Exhaling, I continue reaching that left arm up and out. And now here's that reverse warrior. Again, inhaling, you let the left arm help pull the trunk up. Left hand down, right arm up. So again, I'm just kind of playing with feeling the pelvis in space. And just finding out if I can reach without my pelvis being pulled along. So I'm really only moving to the degree where I can stay curious and interested about these coughing muscles, this placement of pelvis, this relationship. I'm getting a very different read on my tissues around the hip bone, around the back. And inhaling, come upright. Straighten that right leg out. And we're setting the left knee down for that lunge. So a pivot and place. Left hand down, left knee down. And the right arm hugs the thigh. So there's both a turning and a bit of a side bend, which in my body, in my experience is there's can be quite a tug, quite a line of connection from the torso to the pelvis, especially that left hip bone area. And if you can feel that left hip bone area tissue and you create just that little cough or that little laugh, you really feel you can feel that little tug. It's like laughing creates a deeper stretch. And inhale, unwind, hands to ground. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. I'm selecting cobra for the meanwhile. Exhale, lower, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward for ostrich. So we had done some variations on ostrich the last day or so, 2 days actually. If you like those variations, go for it. I think what I'm going to do, instead of clasping my hands, I'm going to go with a prop. So I'm connecting my hands, but just more widely than usual. And then ostrich is when we fold the trunk beside the left thigh. Inhale, lower the hands. Release the grip or the prop. And I want to step into a pyramid, so I bring the right foot a few inches closer to the left and entirely reorganize my pelvis to face it in the same direction as left foot, folding. Now, if you're still playing along with this pelvic position in space, you might like working with blocks so you can feel that descent, that lowering gradually and with a lot of support from the hands. So again, little things, but they all are related to that quality of attention, which is your visual field. Wherever your eyes are in the room, whether they're in one spot, whether they're looking outside your body or inside your body, whatever you're viewing, use that term very broadly, breathe with your viewing. So whatever you're experiencing with your vision, inner vision, outer vision, doesn't matter. Connect with breath and now feel the quality of care and attentiveness that comes in through that visual field, through that breath with which we're regarding our body, our focus point. You notice how that kind of opens up the heart and that kind of opens up the bodily experience. Maybe we didn't know our eyes were kind of darting all over or blocking out information. And by eyes, I mean, I should have said vision, right? Inhale, we'll bend that left leg, setting the hands down on the ground, exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. There's another inquiry that's kind of baked into this attentional one, which is, we'll step the right foot forward for ostrich, which is, what am I willing to see? And by see, view, perceive. Like, what am I willing to perceive? And so today we're just kind of bringing up the quality of attention first, kind of helping to open and reimagine our visual field as a way of opening up to our experience. And here we'll connect the hands behind our back, exhaling, hinge to the inside of right thigh. And so as we can feel that quality of attention shifting to become interested, we can feel that curiosity, we can get a sense of, I can regard the most banal experience with warmth and acceptance. And we can ask the other question of, what am I willing to see? What am I willing to experience in this heart path, in this body path? What is the depth to which I'm willing to view and perceive? What is the extent or the limits to what I'm willing to feel and know? So let's release out of ostrich by bringing the hands down to the sacrum. We'll straighten the front leg and let's adjust the back foot forward, the hips to face more or less forward as we fold, pyramid. Bending right knee, inhale, hands to ground. Exhaling, chaturanga. I don't think I'm missing a pose. Good, thank you. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. All right. So if you're working in a bit of a chilly room, just bend elbows, turbo dog, and just let those muscles work a few breaths. You're like, I'm not in a chilly room, Gwen. Should I still do turbo dog? Yeah. Just want to make sure our shoulders are good to go. All right. And then we can hop or we can step into a turn signal. I'll set it up and talk through it and just jump, I shouldn't say jump, join whenever you get the drift or you're remembering. So when I do turn signal, one of my legs is in crow and one of my legs is reaching out to the side. So you can start with both of your shins in crow, nice way to start. And if this is the place where you simply want to work and be, great, crow it is. You can also reach one leg out. You notice I've got blocks under my feet. That's one, to just make it nice on my wrists, and two, just to facilitate this transition of bringing my one turn signal in, kind of readjusting, and practicing reaching the other turn signal out. in continuous fashion. Okay? And there's lots of little extras that we can sprinkle in there. So block, I would say, is the friendliest approach if you're beginning on any wrist concerns. And I'll turn my angle just so you can see one more angle. And I get one shin way up on one armpit area. Okay. You could also just plant or stagger forward the other leg so you can tuck your arm under the thigh. So I have right shin on arm, left arm behind thigh. And then it's a degree of walking that straightening leg forward. Maybe breathing. Give yourself some time. We got plenty of time for this one side. Okay. And then you can draw that one turn signal leg back to crow or back to between your hands. Just a little adjustments, right? And if I were doing the other side, I have my left shin near my left armpit. And I could stagger or step my right foot forward so that I can tuck my right leg. What is this? My right arm behind my right thigh. Okay. And if this feels like too much fussing, we could do crow, right? I do think putting feet on blocks assists the learning of it more so than putting the feet on the ground. There's just an elevation that I get with my feet up on the blocks, but if you don't have them, it's fine. There you go. Yes, yes, yes. There you go. Hips go real. Yep. Nice. Yeah. Good. We got that little slipping the foot back under us to catch us. Thank you for not landing on your butt. And we'll press back into downward dog. I gently set the knees down. We'll have a seat. Actually, we'll have a shavasana, so please make yourself comfortable so that you can meditatively rest for at least a moment or a few. And even if your eyelids are closed, you could intimate a broad, vast visual field. Part of that is relaxing the eyes and steadying the eye muscle movements. That's a bit of a misnomer, pardon me. It's not that I'm steadying or silencing muscle movement, but I'm choosing a quietude which relaxes extraneous eye movement. We're never trying to squash a bodily motion or impulse. But we can select for stillness and watch extraneous movements dissolve. And when these extraneous movements begin to relax their grip on our body, on our view, on our perception, what remains? And if we're willing to view deeper, deeper than the extraneous and conditioned movements, what is that depth of heart? What is it like there? Where the waters are quiet and deep. When you're ready, bend knees. Turn to a side and with both hands, press to seated. Namaste. Thank you all so much.